20 years, I've been on the front lines, battling the devastating effects of cognitive decline.
I've witnessed and treated all kinds of memory loss, dementia, or Alzheimer's.
And I've also seen my own mother reach the point where she couldn't even remember my name. She fell victim to the memory thief that robs 6 million Americans every year.
Today, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way.
Because thanks to a famous professor from Tokyo Medical University and a team of brilliant European scientists recently honored with the Nobel Prize in Medicine, we've unlocked the secret to activating the brain's fountain of youth by fueling the tiny power plants inside the neurons.
This remarkable breakthrough allows mentally sharp seniors to maintain total recall at 90 years old and beyond.
And the best part, the method is 100% natural, safe, and cheaper than your daily coffee. No prescriptions, no side effects, and no health risks. And you can do it right from the comfort of your own home.
If you follow the simple steps I'm going to show you.
Just like 68,000 people have already done, you'll hold the power to stop, even reverse cognitive decline regardless of your age or genetics. And in just a few days, you'll start to feel renewed focus, improved sleep, and a profound sense of confidence.
No longer will you be plagued by
the frustration and confusion that comes with struggling to retain new information or recall past memories, the decreased self-confidence that stems from the fear of making mistakes or falling short of your own standards, or the constant anxiety and stress caused by worrying about forgetting the things that matter most.
So, if you or someone close to you finds yourself losing your belongings more often these days,
struggling to remember names or faces that used to come so easily, or just feeling drained half the time,
then this is the most important video you'll ever watch.
Memory loss, fuzzy thinking, and declining cognition are not normal parts of aging, and I'm here to prove it to you.
Armed with scientific papers and medical trials, I'll demonstrate beyond a shadow of a doubt that your brain doesn't have to deteriorate as the years go by.
And I'll show you a remarkable ability to enhance the power centers of your neurons by 82%, flooding the brain with new energy, turbocharging cognition and mental abilities in just weeks.
Consider the famous novelist George R.,
who did it in 9 weeks and released his greatest work at the age of 82. He attributes his intricately plotted 600-page historical thriller to his rebirthed mind.
Podcaster Diana G. was losing words mid-sentence before she activated the mental fountain of youth.
She now hosts beloved podcasts downloaded more than 400,000 times.
At 73-year-old, Scott F.
went from forgetting relatives' names to fully recovering his memory within 3 months of starting this protocol. You may never realize your poor memory, headaches, or fatigue are caused by a small but significant daily loss of brain energy until it finally takes over, wrecks your brain, and forces you to seek medical attention.
But here's the good news.
Once you understand how to eliminate this insidious threat, you'll be empowered to live life to the fullest and know that you'll never become a burden to your loved ones or find yourself confined to an assisted living facility, robbed of your independence and dignity.
In the next 5 minutes, I will reveal 3 undeniable scientific truths that hold the key to safeguarding your cognitive vitality.
1. The startling reason why some individuals maintain perfect memory well into their 90s, while others face the crushing onset of forgetfulness as early as their 40s. 2. The true root cause of memory loss, and how a small but critical deficiency determines whether you'll bid farewell to your cherished memories or retain them vibrantly until 90. 3. The groundbreaking Nobel Prize study that unveils the real culprit behind memory loss and the astoundingly simple 30-second method that can fortify your brain against the ravages of cognitive decline and other debilitating brain disorders.
Just imagine the sheer joy and freedom of having a clear, razor-sharp mind well into your 80s and 90s.
Imagine not having to end up in an assisted living home because you've become a danger to yourself and a burden to your family. Imagine being able to travel the world no matter your age and create lifelong memories.
All of these and even more are guaranteed in exchange for just 5 minutes of your time.
So let's get started.
Hi again, I'm Elizabeth Bennett. I was born and raised in London, and I'm 57 years old.
I've spent over 20 years in the US researching neurology with a specialty in senior brain health. As a researcher and scientist, I've conducted pioneering research on cognitive decline and prevention in seniors. I've spoken at international conferences and was named one of the top influential women in brain health by a leading health publication. But my passion for keeping minds young started with my mother Rosa's battle with memory disease.
And unfortunately, all the studies done at that time came to the wrong conclusion that memory loss and erosion of identity is inevitable curse of aging. And for 2 long decades, I believed that.
And I helplessly watched my mother's struggle with the terrible Alzheimer's.
Until one day, the day when my own fight with the pitfalls of memory started.
I'd recently turned 50, and at first it was the small things. An occasional slip forgetting acquaintances' names, missing details from meetings, forgetting keys or addresses. But soon I found myself losing entire conversations.
I tried to ignore it and keep going, but then something really scary happened.
I was supposed to give a big speech at a conference, and I was really excited about it. But when I got there, I said hello to everyone, and then just left before it was my turn to talk.
I didn't even realize I was supposed to stay.
I felt so confused and wasn't sure what I was doing there, so I just walked out.
Some of the other people there thought I was being rude, but the truth was my health was getting worse, and I started taking action.
First thing, I underwent a complete cognitive evaluation, assessing my memory, executive function, attention, working memory, and processing speed.
Unfortunately, only bad news was waiting for me. And I already knew that my genetics were not helping at all.
The verdict, mild neurocognitive disorder, the same initial verdict my mother had before it turned into full-blown Alzheimer's.
I was shocked. Was I losing my mind too early because of my age?
It seemed like it, but apparently no one could help me. Desperate, I tried every treatment modern medicine offered, like cognitive testing, prescription meds, mental exercises, with 0 results. I also tried nootropics, memory games, elimination diets, aromatherapy, and music therapy.
But my memory just kept getting worse.
One night while cooking dinner, I left potatoes boiling on the stove and completely forgot about them for hours. Smoke from the kitchen finally snapped me out of it, and I realized I had been wandering around the house in a daze. My home almost caught on fire that night.
That was the last straw. I knew if I didn't find a solution soon, my memory problems would ruin everything.
I was so stressed and scared of losing myself that I turned to God for help. I prayed for forgiveness for not paying attention to the signs of mental illness earlier, for believing in the lies of big drug companies, and for all the treatments I had recommended that I now knew did not work. I asked God to show me a way out of this nightmare and to help me find a way to help others like me. In the end, I thanked Him for listening, and I cried for about an hour until I felt calm again.
I was at the lowest point in my life, but I knew I had to keep searching for an answer.
2 hours later, I got a call from my friend Tariko. She's a doctor with her own lab in Washington, D.C., and one of the kindest people I know. Her dad also had Alzheimer's. I told her everything that had been happening to me lately. She had even heard that I left a conference without giving my speech, which wasn't like me at all.
I explained that I felt lost and had moments when I didn't know what was going on, where I was, or how I got there.
After a pause, she reminded me of our college professor, Dr. Sato. He was always trying new ways to treat brain diseases, even though some people thought he was strange. Even 30 days ago, Dr. Sato was testing new methods to boost brain power. He believed in alternative medicine and the healing power of nature. That's when I realized that I had never heard anything about any of his treatments, even though he had more than 30 years of clinical experience and dozens of peer-reviewed papers on cognitive health.
Remembering Dr. Sato's brilliance gave me hope.
I asked Tariko, please help me find Dr. Sato. Even if I forget or I'm not aware of what's happening, please take me to him and ask him to help me.
She promised to stay by my side, and we found Dr. Sato in just 3 days.
He'd been teaching in Japan for years after getting fired from a U.S. university because of a scandal with a big drug company. They said his methods weren't approved, but the truth was that his ways actually healed people, and I would come to understand why later on.
Dr. Sato is the most dedicated and smart person I know. His whole life has been about helping people and believing in better medicine.
He specialized in neurosurgery, and among his most well-known books is The Expansion of Mental Capacities Through Practice and Exercise. I anxiously waited for our Zoom conversation, which began so naturally, as if time hadn't passed us by, and I felt like I was in college again.
I started to tell him what had happened to me, about my fears, my family genetics, and how age was affecting me. "You are my last hope," I told him.
He listened silently, and then he said, "Liz, what if you've been looking at the wrong problem? What if memory loss doesn't start in the brain cells themselves?"
He saw my confusion and continued.
"You see, our brain cells don't just suddenly stop working. Instead, they get tired and hungry. Our trillion brain cells need fuel to work, and that fuel is energy."
I went silent. Could the answer be that simple?
The key to understanding cognitive health is recognizing the brain's tremendous energy demands, the doctor repeated.
And it makes sense.
Because even though it's only 2% of our body weight, it uses over 20% of our energy and constantly needs nutrients and oxygen. In a forgotten 2014 study, Dr. Sato first talked about the neural energy crisis. He said that brain cells rely on tiny power plants called mitochondria to make energy. Mitochondria are the power plants of the cell. They play a crucial role in producing energy through the process of cellular respiration. Over time, the mitochondria lose energy and the cell either dies or shrinks, unable to do its daily tasks. This process is called the neural energy crisis. Brain cells are starved of energy and lose connections until they're no longer connected at all, leading to not even knowing your own name.
You might be wondering, why do mitochondria lose energy? And why do some people lose brain cell connections while others don't?
A big part of it is where we live. Some people are around more polluted air, fake foods, or things that have toxins like plastics. All of these directly affect the brain by not providing it with the proper nourishment it needs to function, depleting its energy reserves and poisoning it with dangerous chemicals. A 2007 study shows that the USA is the second most polluted country in the world. And even with strict rules, the amount of industry and high use of things led to a lot of greenhouse gases.
This also explains why the USA has the highest rate of Alzheimer's and dementia in the world.
So even more, people in the USA need to take steps to restore the energy of the mitochondria, even when they're older, so that the brain cells can keep getting the energy they need. Dr. Sato told me that age doesn't matter. Your brain can work perfectly at any age, and he's the best example. At 91 years old, he doesn't have the problems others face at 50.
But how do you efficiently charge the brain's battery, considering the polluted environment we all live in? I asked.
You can do this in 4 steps suggested by a team of cutting-edge Scandinavian scientists who in 2021 won the Nobel Prize in Medicine for this revolutionary method to reverse brain aging at the mitochondrial level at any stage. The first step is to activate the master switch to jumpstart production of new fully functioning mitochondria and overcome the rapid depletion after 40. Your brain cells will immediately have more energy to fuel top cognitive performance. The second step is to stimulate dormant stem cells in the memory and mood centers. This grows entirely new healthy brain cells. Then we clear the toxic free radical damage. Microdoses of super antioxidants flush away harmful gunk, coating your existing mitochondria, boosting their energy output almost instantly. It's like taking your brain cells in for a deep cleanse. And for the last step, we optimize your support enzymes. Enzymes are catalysts that speed up chemical reactions in the body. Think of them like bike pedals that help you avoid exhausting yourself on a long, steep road. If these 4 steps are followed, a healthy brain is guaranteed, and you no longer need to worry about your memory.
It all sounds wonderful, but at the same time, very complicated, so I asked for more details.
And I found out these steps can be done with the help of a special herbal mix to carry out all these complex tasks in the brain and get past the blood-brain barrier so the ingredients actually reach and restore the brain. Dr. Sato said that 92% of treatments for the brain fail to cross the blood-brain barrier, so they don't affect the brain at all. This brain barrier wraps around the brain and protects it, but it also makes it hard for good things to reach the cells. That's why the ingredients need to be very pure and in very tiny particles so they can pass through the barrier.
Now I will explain what this widely acclaimed scientific miracle method includes. The only advanced formula to specifically regrow brain cell mitochondria destroyed prematurely by toxins poor diet and free radicals.
To activate the master switch, or in other words, to fuel the mitochondria with energy, it's necessary to combine two plants with vitamin B1 in well-determined ratios, powerful enough to reach the smallest units in the brain. This is where Bacopa monnieri and rhodolia come into play. Bacopa monnieri is a traditional plant used in Ayurveda, recognized for its nootropic properties, especially improving memory and cognitive function by fueling cells with the necessary energy. Rhodiola is a plant known for its adaptogenic effects, helping the body cope with stress and fatigue, improving mental energy, and calming the cells so that Bacopa monnieri works even better. Vitamin B1 is essential in this phase because it helps neurons work properly and helps nerve impulses travel, giving life to energy-starved neurons. It's a known fact that the lack of B1 can lead to big memory problems and confusion. For stimulating neural stem cells, vitamin B12 is essential for the health of the nervous system and blood formation, and vital for maintaining neural integrity and preventing memory loss. Vitamin B12 is combined with huperzine A, which protects neural cells against toxins and stress, two known factors for their role in brain cell damage. It plays an essential role in creating a good environment for the development of new healthy cells to grow and fueling them with the energy they need to survive. This process is like a greenhouse that protects plants from the storm and helps them live, compared to plants that have no protection. Now we're getting into the part where we clear out the free radical damage and optimize the support enzymes. L-tyrosine and theacrine are two new breakthrough compounds, and we use both to provide the necessary cellular energy support, directly attacking the cause of mental decline. L-tyrosine serves as a precursor to neurotransmitters like dopamine, and norepinephrine is crucial for mental alertness, focus, and stress resilience. Theacrine has been shown to enhance mood, reduce fatigue, and improve cognitive performance without the jitteriness often associated with caffeine. In fact, it works great in combination with coffee, and this is why we sprinkled in some green coffee rich in chlorogenic acid that's been shown to reduce the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. This antioxidant helps combat oxidative stress in the brain and neutralize harmful free radicals. We also added theobromine, an alkaloid from chocolate, to support blood flow to the brain, and B6, which contributes to mood regulation and cognitive function, thus ensuring a very good mood, no depression, and a well-deserved mental calmness. All these ingredients and a few others found in the formula each play their specific role. The most important thing is the purity of these ingredients so that their cells are capable of crossing the brain barrier. Otherwise, everything is useless.
Dr. Sato showed me the results of the trials done
By the Institute of Medical Research using this method on a sample of 100 people with various degrees of memory problems, including dementia and Alzheimer's, aged between 50 to 85 years. Astoundingly, 9 out of 10 struggling seniors enjoyed extraordinary benefits within just 8 weeks of using this formula, like laser-like focus and sustained concentration without distraction or fatigue for up to 6 hours compared to just 11 minutes before. A 230% improvement in working memory, meaning it was easier to remember names, tasks, complex concepts, and details while keeping a sharp mind with no sense of information overload. And renewed ideas, curiosity, and motivation, powering an active life instead of just watching.
I admit, as a medical expert, I was surprised. But if the results were so amazing, why do mainstream doctors and medical journals ignore this?
Simple. There's no money in permanent solutions or drugs that can't be patented, the doctor explained to me. Think about it. Alzheimer's drugs earn billions, keeping patients dependent on temporary relief for the rest of their lives. There's no profit in actually reversing the disease. They cleverly hide the fact that fixing the root cause could permanently end dependence on Band-Aid meds with side effects.
It's sad to hear these harsh truths about the policy of Big Pharma. But if this formula could improve my own cognitive health, I was determined to make it known to the world and take on any risk, I told the doctor.
Now, what was missing was to recreate the formula, which is quite complex. So I proposed that Dr. Sato come to the USA to help, assuring him that I would cover all his expenses. Unfortunately, he told me he couldn't come because Big Pharma would start pressuring him again, which he no longer wanted, especially for the peace of his family.
I understood and respected his decision, and promised that Toriko and I would seek justice in his name and expose both the underhanded tactics of Big Pharma and this miraculous solution that essentially restores useful energy in the brain.
So the doctor gave us the list of ingredients, the preparation steps, and all the necessary instructions for the formula.
As you can imagine, it took months to recreate.
We searched the whole world through our scientific connections and only worked with certified producers and verified suppliers, making sure that for our recipe, we only used top quality ingredients.
It was exhausting.
We worked day and night, testing until dawn, making sure that we got the right quantities and the most effective combination of ingredients. And in the end, there it was.
If the solution was the most effective treatment for memory loss and Alzheimer's, it would be a miracle. Of course, I was the very first to try it.
And even though I was skeptical at first and didn't feel much in the first few days, except for being in a better mood and having more energy, after the first week I started feeling less anxious, more relaxed, and I began remembering small things like where my keys were, who I saw in the grocery store in the morning, or Tariko's phone number. This showed me that I had already activated the first stage of the treatment process, and my brain cells were already starting to receive and assimilate the energy from the brilliant mix of ingredients in the formula, which allows the rebuilding of neural pathways. After another week, I started sleeping deeper, often getting 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep at a time, which felt great. This confirmed the second stage of our program, the removal of insomnia, depression, headaches, an increase in energy levels, improving concentration, memory, and IQ. All of this meant that the stimulation of neural stem cells was also activated.
I admit, I was shocked at how quickly my brain was restored. All of my Alzheimer's symptoms disappeared, and I was more focused, determined, and energetic than ever. And even though my memory loss was gone, I kept taking the pills for another week just to see what would happen.
By week 6, it was like I had a brand new brain. My mind was sharp, I could focus easily, and my memory was crystal clear. Also, my old migraines had disappeared completely.
At that moment, it was clear to me we couldn't keep this life-saving protocol all to ourselves. The suffering had to end for everybody, and we needed to make this discovery accessible to as many people as possible.
But before that, Tariko suggested that we test the formula on some of our acquaintances, grandparents, and parents with memory issues, but also healthy individuals, to see if it improves their mental capacities.
And that's what we did for 6 months.
We prepared capsules, formulated exactly as Dr. Sato instructed, and gave 1 per day to every person participating in the study. Already after a month, 100% of the participants showed improved memory capacity, remembering details that the brain tends to forget. Everyone felt a special energy, no longer having headaches or depression, as if their brains had become stronger and younger. And they were all able to concentrate for more than 3 times longer than before the treatment.
We called it CogniCare Pro, the fastest, safest, most effective way to recharge your brain, get your life back, and protect your mind long-term with just 1 capsule a day.
Just as your car needs fuel, your brain needs CogniCare Pro. With CogniCare Pro, you can feel your brain come to life without the jitters that things like energy drinks or those hyped-up 4-hour energy shots give you. It's designed to activate and energize sleepy, sluggish brain cells to make you feel alert and mentally sharp. It was also designed to freshen up your memory and wash away those embarrassing, forgetful moments, like losing your train of thought in the middle of a conversation and becoming a joke to those around you because you always tell the same old story again. To help you achieve that, along with faster learning, less mental fatigue, more creativity, brighter moods, and an entirely new level of concentration and focus, we've created an all-star lineup of brain-stimulating elements.
To summarize, CogniCare Pro will support your ability to
stop forgetting names and faces every single time you meet someone new, age gracefully, have a clear and sharp mind consistently, tell fascinating stories in vivid detail, and reminisce about the good old days with your friends and family without the embarrassment of forgetting details or repeating yourself so much that they doze off in boredom. And finally, replace worry and fear with a satisfying peace of mind, no longer worried about your independence or depending on your loved ones to take care of you.
I can guarantee you that 1 right decision in the next few minutes will save you years of struggle by not being put in a home or assisted living, begging and hoping that someone will come visit.
With CogniCare Pro, you'll be protecting yourself against age-related memory decline by giving your brain the vital energy it needs. Soon, you'll start noticing how much faster and more efficient you've become at mental tasks you once found a challenge. All these as a result of integrating CogniCare Pro into your daily life.
And a nice plus of the formula that has been reported by every person who has taken the product is that your self-confidence and independence will grow with each passing day.
The effect of CogniCare Pro on your lethargic, tired mind will be like splashing ice-cold water on your face in the morning.
In fact, I'm willing to bet
CogniCare Pro can help you reclaim the lost territory in your brain. Nothing compares with sitting down and solving a hard crossword puzzle start to finish without fumbling around and flipping back and forth to the answer section. Or being able to tell a breathtaking story and have your friends' undivided attention because of how beautifully you describe every detail. And you can get started right away. With CogniCare Pro, you can strengthen your neurons and their energy factories to protect your brain in the long run.
So here's what I can promise it can do for you.
In just 3 short weeks from now, you'll have razor-sharp memory, presence, and attention that will make you the life of the party. Imagine not having to be the one who's always left out of the conversations because you feel your mind is too sluggish to contribute to anything. Imagine keeping up with your grandkids with no effort and telling them the best stories in the world. Instead, your brain will be thirsty to learn new skills like a dry sponge submerged in water.
You will soak in precious information and remember it for years as if it only happened yesterday.
How would you feel if you went on vacation to Italy or France and picked up the language in just 2 short weeks before your trips? How good would you feel if you could impress the guide with your own neatly memorized historical facts as you take tours to the Colosseum in Rome or the Louvre in Paris?
This is not fiction, but a reality of thousands and thousands of people who live out their golden years unapologetically.
In a nutshell, what I can promise with CogniCare Pro is that you can be more creative, think faster, listen better, respond to situations lightning fast, and concentrate with deeper focus than you did when you were studying for your SATs back in high school. Go from forgetting where you left your keys or your purse to be able to write your family memoirs. Tell stories to your friends and family in detail so vivid, they'll think they were there with you.
And if that weren't enough, the nutrients from CogniCare Pro will also better fuel your brain to help you
prevent embarrassing senior moments so you can keep your confidence and your sanity. Dismantle negative feelings and anxiety that keep you from achieving your goals. Easily go from a chronic gloomy mood to feeling optimistic on a consistent basis by increasing healthy production of your feel-good hormones in your brain. If you've tried other formulas that have let you down in the past or have cost you an arm and a leg for cheap filler ingredients that only left you with very little or no results at all, you're going to be in for a nice treat with CogniCare Pro. We've gone out of the way to hunt down hard-to-access suppliers who only deliver ingredients that produce results you can see and feel.
I mean, this formula saved my life. So you better bet I added the best ingredients with scientific evidence.
Plus, we've secured large quantities of these rare herbs to ensure our manufacturing supply is uninterrupted, so you're always getting the right dose and quality of every single ingredient.
With our formulation, you'll feel confident in the health of your brain as you age. We've also taken it one step further.
For starters, CogniCare Pro is vegan-friendly, gluten-free, non-GMO, and follows today's highest quality standard of modern manufacturing. We selected a top-ranked manufacturing facility with all the certifications that ensure compliance with good manufacturing processes. This level of commitment proves without doubt that we take you and your health seriously. We also source our raw materials mindfully. Unlike most other vitamin companies, we personally visit a supplier's facility and build rock-solid relationships before we trust them to make our products. We don't skimp on quality control either. Each batch of CogniCare Pro goes through a checklist of purity tests to absolutely ensure you're getting the best product. And if we do find a problem, we'll dispose of the entire batch and start over from scratch. So you can rest assured that before you receive a bottle of CogniCare Pro, every ingredient has been carefully analyzed by Fourier Transform Infrared Spectroscopy, an expensive process guaranteed to prove the ingredient we print on the label is what's inside. After all those quality checks, we still test each ingredient for potential traces of microbials, pathogens, pesticides, and preservatives. Finally, with each batch, we take samples from a random number of bottles to ensure every capsule has the exact dose we promise you.
As you can see, we go above and beyond what a normal company would ever think about doing in both terms of time spent and money invested in quality control. I've been in the medical world long enough to know what's good for you and what's not. And I could never, ever put my name on something that is subpar.
And although, according to Tarico's calculations, we should sell each bottle of CogniCare Pro for at least $380, which is still a bargain for renewed energy, mind-boosting cognitive performance, mental alertness, and the other dozen benefits we discussed today, including better mental clarity and ability to learn new tasks at a rapid pace. I would ask you to pay just $69 per bottle. That's a 30-day supply of CogniCare Pro, which works out to just $2.30 per day. I am asking you to pay loose change for a mental armor. But that's not all, because we've gotten so much great feedback from the people who used it for 6 months to a year, who have told us how much their mind has sharpened, how much more empowered they feel. I've also prepared amazing discount packages only on this page for 3 and 6 months supplies, which will bring down the dose per day to $1.63. That's like the cost of bottled water for a completely new life. Due to Dr. Sato's exclusive connections with our suppliers and the fact that we buy from them in bulk, we're able to negotiate incredible discounts you can't find anywhere else.
But before you click the Buy Now button, I want you to know, if for any reason you don't think it's worth its weight in gold, we'll gladly refund your order. No questions asked. To be open and honest, you should know that nothing works for everyone.
Not every person that goes on a diet loses weight. Not every person who takes an aspirin gets rid of their headache. Not even the pills your doctor prescribes will work in every single case.
But here's the difference. We're so confident that CogniCare Pro will work for you that if it doesn't, we insist on giving you all your money back.
We want you to be delighted with the value you're getting for the money. So if you're one of the unlucky few that doesn't find their body responding as they'd hoped for, we've got your back.
You will be fully covered by our 90-day, 100% money-back, empty bottle guarantee.
Even if all your bottles are empty, if you're not happy, we'll refund you 100%. That's the way we like it. In fact, we sleep better at night knowing that you're taken care of.
So take your time.
With our newly enhanced CogniCare Pro formula, you'll feel your mental fog lift as well as the fear of losing your independence. You won't fear becoming dependent on others. You'll stop worrying about decision making. You'll stop losing sleep fretting over an uncertain future. And if this sounds like a future you'd like to have,
I'd like to remind you again to scroll below and click the option best fitting your current needs.
Once you understand the importance of CogniCare Pro in your life and click through to the next page, you'll find our easy and 100% secure order form waiting for you. After you enter your billing information and your order is complete, we'll immediately inform our fulfillment warehouse of your purchase. Then, within 24 hours, they'll pack up and ship your package.
It works like clockwork.
Remember, once you leave this page, I can't guarantee the next time you come across a chance to treat the aging effects crippling your mind, you'll find the same amount and quality of ingredients as those we've handpicked for CogniCare Pro.
In fact, I'm willing to put my reputation on the line because you won't find anything that comes close to offering you the same brain-enhancing benefits as you'll gain from CogniCare Pro.
That leaves you with one tiny dilemma. If you don't allow CogniCare Pro to become part of your life today, there's a good chance our product won't be available next time. Between the threats we get from the big pharma giants and the scarcity of our pure ingredients, plus the fact that CogniCare Pro is selling fast and it takes no less than 6 to 9 months to produce a new batch, I advise you to act right now, especially when you consider that just one dose of CogniCare Pro has the potential to help you breeze through crossword puzzles and remember where you put your keys without any noticeable mental effort.
We want to help you free yourself from the frustration and embarrassment those unpredictable senior moments carry with them.
But the longer you wait to bulletproof your brain, the easier it is to fall into the trap of old age. It doesn't matter if you're 42, 57, or even 78 years old. You still deserve to enjoy life. This is your chance to make that decision.
As a researcher, I know what overusing your brain feels like. But I'm here to tell you that with the proper nutrients that provide energy for your brain, you can ask for much more of it than you ever thought possible.
I've seen men and women just like you go from forgetting why they walked into a room to having the mental reflexes of a 20-year-old. So if you're ready to become as sharp as a tack and say goodbye to the mental blackouts, order your supply of CogniCare Pro right now. Imagine enjoying a longer and longer attention span, less mental fatigue, and better learning capabilities, increased focus, concentration, and clarity, replacing worry and fear with peace of mind. With CogniCare Pro, you'll go from walking around in a cloud of mental fog to soaking up information like a dry sponge by dramatically improving the quality of your neurons' power plants and the energy of your brain. Right now, poor mental focus and low energy might be forcing you down a path of dependency and humiliation. Be sure to click on the button below to get your hands on the formula that can make you feel like a mental powerhouse and assure a life of dignity no matter your age. Regardless of your decision, I truly hope you've enjoyed this report and appreciate me opening up the old wounds my life story held.
Thanks again, and I hope to speak with you soon. What is CogniCare Pro? CogniCare Pro is an advanced dietary supplement I formulated containing 10 research-backed ingredients shown in clinical studies to boost cell energy production in the brain for enhanced mental performance. Who is it for? CogniCare Pro is for anyone noticing mental fatigue, memory lapses, slowing focus, declining cognition, or unwanted brain fog. Whether normal aging or something more serious, CogniCare Pro addresses the root power shortage starving your brain cells. How does CogniCare Pro work? CogniCare Pro contains a synergistic blend of key nutrients that optimizes mitochondria function inside brain cells, which diminish with age. Mitochondria are the power plants of your cells, so more efficient mitochondria produce more mental energy to fuel a fully functioning brain. How is it taken? Just take one veggie capsule daily with water, ideally 20 minutes before your first meal for maximum absorption. Each bottle contains a 30-day supply. How long for results? Most users report notable positive impacts on mental clarity, focus, recall, or mood within the first 2 weeks. But CogniCare Pro reaches full potency after 3 to 6 months of daily use as the ingredients fully restore optimal cellular energy metabolism. What kind of results can I realistically expect from taking it? Within the first week, you'll notice days feeling more mentally alert and on versus brain fogginess or that cloudy-headed sensation. Clear signs new energy pathways are opening thanks to the boosted nutrient delivery and mitochondrial proliferation coming online. Most clients report significant improvements staying focused amid chaos without getting flustered or overwhelmed nearly as quickly. No more deer-in-the-headlights panic when conversations, decisions, or tasks throw you for a loop. You'll also start tapping into vocabulary that maybe felt on the tip of your tongue far more often recently. And word recall when speaking becomes effortless once more. Over the next couple weeks, expect even more landmarks as CogniCare Pro compounds its restorative effects. Nearly everybody says staying locked in on task feels like hitting a flow state where outside distraction doesn't yank them off track all the time. You'll finish projects, not just start them. Learning new information goes from frustratingly slow to amazingly rapid as refreshed neuroplasticity kicks in. You may even surprise yourself by mastering new hobbies you're too old for, which seemed impossible just months ago. Most notably, short-term memory lapses become almost non-existent thanks to molded gray matter filling in hippocampus gaps that plague aging cognition. No more repetitive stories to friends, forgetting important dates and commitments, or walking into rooms wondering why you entered. What happens with long-term use? By 9 weeks, our reported users see, on average, 48% faster memory recall, 63% improved retention measured via standardized clinical exams, 55% effortless attention shifts between complex topics, 69% enhanced problem-solving and decision-making speeds even under pressure, 52% improved daily productivity and life engagement. Of course, the best part are rave reviews saying family and friends now comment how they seem years younger and more with it since starting CogniCare Pro. And these aren't isolated miracles. We have hundreds stating the same across America, now discovering second chances thanks to cellular rejuvenation, giving them wings to live fully again. Is CogniCare Pro safe? Yes. CogniCare Pro contains only science-backed, natural and safe ingredients. There are no stimulants. It's non-GMO, soy-free, and made in FDA-registered facility. Can I take it when I'm on other medications? CogniCare Pro is designed not to interact with medications, but check with your doctor if you have concern. Our support team is available 24/7 as well. What if it doesn't work for me? CogniCare Pro comes with an epic 90-day money-back guarantee return policy. If you don't notice dramatically restored mental clarity and energy within 3 months, simply request a refund. Just send back the bottles if you don't love the benefits to get every cent returned, even if the bottles are empty. How can I order CogniCare Pro? Click the preferred package below, fill out the secure order form on the next page. Then we'll rush your first shipment out immediately.